Hello students, I, I will be your teacher for today. So now welcome back to American Textbook Reading, Social Studies 3. So now we've done some of the lessons in Social Studies, in Science 1, Social Studies, Science 2, and Science 3. So today we're going to start about the first lesson of Science 3. Social Studies 3. Can you see this? We'll start with the first lesson of Social Studies 3, which is types of groups. Here you can see men and women all dressed up here. They're a group. They're in a group. And our vocabulary, we'll talk about it later. We have a few words, like 6 or 7 words right here. We won't talk about the more vocabulary, but we'll just talk about the main vocabulary. Okay? Now let's start with the first vocabulary word. What is the first vocabulary word? The first vocabulary word is grown up. Grow up. Here, there. Grown up. Okay? Who is the grown up? A grown up is like an adult. Here you can see this is me. This is my mom. This is my dad. So, my mom and my dad are called grown-ups. Grown-ups. If only one singular, we call grown-up. But if plural, we called grown-ups. Grown-ups. Okay? Now if you understand the word grown-up, now I'll take my towel or eraser of the board and I'll erase the word grown-up. Bye-bye, grown-up. Now let's use the next word. What is the next word? Is the next word team? No. The next word is group. 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 Here we see a group of people sitting on the chairs waiting for their plane at the airport. So these are called a group of people. They're sitting on their chairs ready for the plane to fly. Here are the windows. I don't care about it. I don't care about it because we just study it, not drawing. Okay? Now, that's all you need to know about group. Now, this is a type of group. What is that type of group? Is that type of group Colombia? No, is it Korean team? No, it is called just a team, like the Korean soccer team, the Korean baseball team, the Cambodian baseball or soccer team. There are lots of kinds of teams. Means that there's lots of kinds of sports. Okay? So there's lots of kinds of teams. There are lots of kinds of sports. Now, let's move on. What is the next one? It is guardian. 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 Okay, this is the word guardian. Can you see my writing? Do you see my writing? Look on the board. Can you see my writing? It says guardian. Here, look up for your phone. Look up from your phone. It says guardian. Guardian. Who is a guardian? The guardian is the person who takes care of you instead of your parents or your parents. Like if my mom is ill or my dad is ill, or if they need to stay at a hospital for a week, maybe my uncle will take care of me. that my uncle is my guardian. But when my mom and my dad are at the hospital, they're also my guardian. But they do not take care of me. My uncle takes care of me. Okay? If I talk a little fast, you can pause the video. So because this is a limb video, a limb lesson. So you can pause the video if you want. If it's not a limb lesson, maybe you can you have to follow along with me. Or if it's not a limb lesson, maybe I have to talk slower. But now this is a limb lesson, so you can pause the video if you want it to. So it is the word guardian. Erase. Goodbye, guardian. Phew. My writing is a little odd because my marker is running out of ink. But don't worry, we'll finish in a minute. Now let's finish the vocabulary with the last word. What is the last word? The last word is called parents. Parents is the mom or dad of a person or another person. Okay? You can be a sister or a brother, and you can have a little sister or a little brother, and your mother and father are called parents. 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 I say it a little odd now. So it is parents. Now, what is the next one next? Maybe it will be the time to ask true and false questions. Okay, let's ask the true and false questions. Take a 30-minute break, and then we'll come back. Because I'm hot. I said all the time. Because of the fan, it's broken. It will make a fire in my house if I turn it on. I mean the fan in the living room, not in here. Fan in here is still on, but it's not awake. I'm standing on. Okay? Now let's begin with here in our lesson we only have 2 true and false questions, not 3. Okay, the first one about our lesson. A parent is a person who takes care of you instead of your uncle. True or false? So you click on the answer, which is false, because your uncle is the person who takes care of you instead of your parents, not your parents. It's a little odd. Now let's move on to the last one. What is the last one? The last question. Do you know? A family is a group that belongs to a class. True or false? So you know, the family is not the group that belongs to the class. The family is a group that belongs to a house, not a class. The students and the teacher are a group that belongs to the class, not a family. Here these two, they'll go to school, then they go to the study group, they go to their sports team, and back to their family. It looks like a day cycle. From the family, these two go to school, then after school they go to the library and study their groups, and then after that these two go to their sports team and then back to their family. It looks like a day cycle. Funny. Okay? And now, what we do next? Now, we'll take a 30-minute break, and then we'll do the reading or speaking section. I'll go here so it's it makes me cooler after we go back. So I'm still hot because it's just just like 2-second break. It's just a 2-second break, so it won't be that long. Okay, So now, let's get started. Okay, are you ready to get started? 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 I hope you are, because I always said that. Okay? So now, let's get started on our family. Our family life cycle. Okay? I mean the family cycle. Not a life cycle, okay? A life cycle of butterfly that we just talked about in DE, but it's not. Okay? So now, let's get started. My grown-ups and children belong to many different kinds of groups. Many different kinds of groups, okay? There are many kinds of different kinds of groups, and grown-ups and children belong to some of those groups. I belong to my family, school class, study group, and sports team. Here we have them here. I belong to my family, school class, study group, and sports team. Oops. It's a little hard because I press it too angrily or hard, so it will fall off of my hand, okay? Now let's move on. Don't worry about the problems I made, but they're not really problems. They're the facts for you. Did you know that before? They're the facts for you, not problems. Because I'm a teacher called Brian Stewart. I didn't tell my name when we first started, but my name is really Brian Stewart, not Tommy. It's just a silly name. I am a student to my teacher. I am a goalkeeper. I am a soccer player to my coach. I am a partner to my friend, and I am a son to my parents, and I am a brother to my sister. Okay? Do you understand that? So I just said that I am a student to my teacher, I am a partner to my friend, and I'm a partner to my friend, I'm a student to my teacher, and I'm a member of my sports team, or I am the goalkeeper of my sports team, because usually I am the goalkeeper, not the soccer player. Run and kick. I do not do that, but I am a goalkeeper of my soccer team. Not always. Sometimes I always kick and scream and hit my head. It really hurts because the ball is hard, but my head is soft. Okay, so it hurts a lot. Now, what will we do next? We'll move on in the reading section. I mean the speaking section. My friend's uncle helps us in our homework. He is my friend Tom's guardian. He takes care of Tom instead of Tom's parents taking care of him, because Tom's parents are just like away. It's a sad story, but sometimes it always happens because of the environment. We have to move away from the city, move away from the countryside, go to the city, move away from the city, go to the countryside due to COVID-19, because now it's COVID-19. I can't teach you in my class at school, but I can teach you in my class at home, because my home has class. Here you can see these are my teaching books. We have the TOEIC book too. I'll teach you TOEIC someday. And we also have my laptop. We also have my teaching chairs and my papers that I use to print on my printer. In the living room, sometimes I also watch TV. in my studying class, I also have a whiteboard. It's a little broken here, but don't worry, maybe I'll fix it one day. Because my dad is old now, so I'll have to fix it by myself. My marker is on the floor, I just dropped it. I also have my phone to do some work math problems if I don't know. I have a few phones that are in my bedroom and a few phones that are outside. One of my phones is broken, and it's in my, just like my dad's office when he was young, and now he was fixing it. My broken phone, not my other phones, like this one. It can still open like this. Okay, I'll turn it off because I don't want to look at my phone anymore, because I'm teaching you on the whiteboard, not in my phone. And it's like that my phone is smaller than me, so I can't put it a bigger size on the whiteboard. And now, you'll only answer a few questions, and then we'll end this lesson. We'll answer a few questions in here and in the TOEIC book, but you haven't learned any TOEIC, so you won't ask any questions. They're in the TOEIC book 3. TOEIC 3, you can see the word TOEIC 3. Okay, I know how to speak TOEIC, but you had learned that pronunciation of TOEIC. So we'll just answer a few questions in here. Some are in other pages, and some are in our lesson, because it's a lot to. It's just like very difficult. Now let's begin with the 2 questions before we end the lesson. Okay. The first question. So some of them are also in 3 or 2 in other books, but some are also in this book. Okay, now let's begin with those questions. Okay, a family is a member of a family. True or false? A family is a member of a family. False. A family is not a member of a family, but my mother is a member of a family, my dad is a member of the family, my niece or my daughter is the member of family, and my son is a member of the family, or my granddaughter, because I'm a little old now. I didn't wear my glasses so I can see you better, but I can still write on the whiteboard because I remember the words. So if I'm blind, I can still remember the words and write the words on the whiteboard so you could see it. I also remember some of the questions inside the book. Now let's move on to the next question, and then we'll end the lesson. Be careful, because this question is a little hard. This question's a little hard, so it's hard to know what the answer is, or the answer is. D is A, E, I, O, U. We call it the, but the other words we call it the. Only A, E, I, O, U is called the. The next, or the elephant, okay? Remember those 2 words. Don't get confused with those 2 words. They're different pronunciation, the and the. Okay, now let's move on. A sports team is a group that plays in the field. True or false? True. A sports team is a team that plays in the soccer field. I just said field to trick you, but it's really true. It's a soccer field. not a normal field, like a field of vegetables, a field of fruits, a field of trees, of coconuts, not of those, but a field of a soccer field or a baseball field. Here, this is a sports team that is soccer, so we could say it is a soccer field. What are these lines? What are these lines? Do you know what are these lines? What are these lines that you can see? What are those? What are these lines that you can see? What are they? Can you see these lines? What are they? They're the fast forward of this man that is running. But this man maybe will go into the goal and then it will bounce off because they're running so fast. So this is the happy face of him. And so now, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe me more at American Textbook Reading, Science, Social Studies, Book 3, Book 2, Book 1, Book 3, Book 2, Book 1 at the name Ryan Stewart. And you can see my videos and the real Ryan Stewart videos. Okay? And so now, see you.